Hello everybody, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make my healthy taco bowl that includes fats, starch, proteins, and vegetables. The rice in my taco bowl is a high carb that gives you energy. Next, romaine lettuce is a nutritious leafy green that provides folate. Your protein in this meal is the chicken breast and it'll help your muscles get stronger. Next, the tomatoes are packed with vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Guacamole, which is mainly made up of avocado, is a good source of vitamins E, C, and K. Almonds are a nutrient-rich nut with healthy fats and protein. And lastly, olive oil, which has a small source of vitamins E and K. Here are the ingredients you'll be needing to make my taco bowl. 1 chicken breast, 1 cup of rice, chopped up romaine lettuce, cilantro, 1 tomato, salt and pepper, 1 lime, olive oil and avocado oil, some almonds, and green onion. First, you're going to warm your pan on medium, and once it's hot, you're going to place the chicken in. To make sure the chicken doesn't stick, you want to use a little bit of avocado oil on the pan. While you wait for the pan to warm up, you're going to take some scissors and cut the chicken into pieces. Make sure you are using kitchen scissors. Before you put the chicken in, you're going to season it with some pepper and some salt. Once you finish seasoning, you're going to put the chicken in the pan with a fork. Once the chicken's in, you're going to wait 5 minutes until you flip the pieces over. Once the chicken's cooking, you're going to take your 1 cup of rice in a small pan. You're then going to fill up your pan with 2 cups of water. Once you have your water, you're going to take your cup of rice and pour it in. You're then going to place your rice on the stove and set it to high. What you're going to do when the rice is brought to a boil is reduce the heat, put the top on, and let it simmer for 10 to 12 minutes. While the chicken and the rice are cooking, we're going to be making the guacamole. I did forget to put this in the ingredients that you'll be needing, but of course you will be needing 1 avocado to make guacamole. What you're going to do first is cut the avocado in half, but be careful because you're going to have to cut around the pit. Once you've cut the guacamole, you're going to pull it apart. Then you would start smashing the avocado. Once your avocado looks like this, you would then get your green onion. With your green onion, you're going to dump it out and start cutting it into small pieces. Once you have finished cutting up the green onion, you're going to place that to the side and take out your cilantro. You are going to do the same thing you do with your green onion with the cilantro and cut it up into tiny pieces. Once you're finished cutting up the cilantro, you're going to put it to the side and take out your lime. Once you have your lime, you're going to cut it in half because you will be squeezing it into the guacamole. Once you have this done, you have all the ingredients you need to make your guacamole. First, you're going to take a little bit of your green onion and sprinkle it into the avocado. Once you do that, you're going to continue mashing it up. Over time, you can add bits more of the green onion into the mixture. Once you think you put enough green onion in, you're going to do the same, but with the cilantro. Along the way, you can also start adding in some lime juice and some salt. Once you finish your guacamole and you're happy with it, the next step is chopping up your tomatoes. So what you're going to do is cut it up into thin slices because you will be putting it on top of your bowl. Once you've cut your tomato up into thin slices, you're then going to cut in half. Once you've done that, you're going to cut in half again, and then you're going to put it in a bowl. Once you finish all this, your chicken and rice should be done, and you should be ready to assemble your bowl. Once you have all your ingredients in front of you, you're going to take out a bowl to start placing everything in. You're going to need a spoon to scoop into the bowl, and you're just going to take about 2 scoops of the rice, maybe more if you want some more, into your bowl. Once you put your rice in, you're going to take a little bit of the chopped up romaine lettuce and sprinkle that on top. Once you've done that, you're going to take your chicken and put that on top. Then you're going to take your chopped up tomatoes and pour that in. And you're going to take your guacamole and just put a little bit on top. Next, you're going to take a handful of almonds and just sprinkle those on top. And then last, but certainly not least, you're going to drizzle a tiny bit of olive oil on top for your finished product. And that is how you make my taco bowl. The total amount of calories for the taco bowl was 530.